audience, welcome to my series, Horror Movies You Should See. Start the intro. Today's horror movie that we'll be starting today is My Bloody Valentines. I know it's not Valentine's yet, but I like this movie. Just best to talk about it. But there are some rules. 3 simple ones. Characters, stories, and my favorite, the killer. No more, more less. But if there's jump scares, I'll count them. But for now, let's talk about the characters. So, alright, let's talk about them. I would say the characters are likable in a way that, you don't want them to die. To me, that's a good thing. You want to like the characters. You want to be caring about them. You want to be related to them in a way. Not that way, but you know what I mean. You want to be in their shoes in a way that you understand, to a point that you don't want to die. And to be honest, I feel like some horror movies should do that. Because, at the same time, you fear for the people you care about. But the one thing I will say is that they do have their own personalities, each of them. Some of them can be the same, some of them can be different. And of course you always have to have those certain scenes on those horror movies, but we're not going to talk about those. But at the same time, I recommend this movie for the characters because they're pretty good in their own way, even with their own scenes. It really depends how you see it. Now, let's go on to the story. So, the story, I would say is decent. There are some side plots, but they don't get in the way of the whole story itself. I would say that the story is alright for everything got, but at the same time, it needs a little work. Especially the ending that I'm not going to spoil. But either way, the story itself is alright, just a little bit more to the killer side. And what I mean by that, I want more on the killer. But that's my opinion. So, on to the final one, the killer itself. And I got some things to say about him. The killer. I would say the killer is pretty interesting. He reminds me of another that we're not going to talk about just yet. But the one thing I want to say about this killer is that he's mysterious until the end. Well, not really. We do find out who he is. But it keeps you guessing. It keeps you guessing until it's already too late and the reveal is shown. But I will say this. The killer has an interesting look, a minor outfit, and a weapon, a pickaxe. But for me, I prefer a machete. I like the design, and it's intimidating, because to be honest, if you saw this thing in the dark, you would run like hell. The killer itself has some good scenes, and some silly scenes. Not really. He has some good scenes when it involves killing. And there are some things you didn't expect. Another thing I will say is that the killer is really nice for itself. I will say this too. The killer, I don't know why, almost feels like he knows where you are. Oh, come on, every killer does. But that's all I will say about the killer, because, well, to be honest, I don't have anything to say. And that was it for horror movies you should see. I can't believe I messed this up. But I will say this. If you do watch this movie, have fun. If you do want to watch it even more, watch it on Valentine's Day. It's hilarious. You can make your friends scared. But one more thing. I understand that this video was only 3 things. How come the video's not longer? 1, I'm getting new to this. And 3, I am going to talk about our horror movies. But if Dino comes back, I have to make this a side project. But I'll still make it. So, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you start watching it. Enjoy the show, or the movie, depending on what I'm talking about. And I wish you all a great night. Bye.